Let's be honest, most people won't get rich. Not because they don't have the potential, not because they're lazy, but because they're distracted. The truth? Wealth doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing less, but doing it with intention. While the masses are stuck chasing trends, juggling 10 goals at once, and shouting into the void of social media, the 1% are working in silence. No noise, just focus. Time and energy protection is their secret weapon, and nobody's teaching this in school. What if I told you that success doesn't actually reward the loudest voice in the room, but the quietest one in the workshop? That the real winners are those who don't talk about their plans. They build them one goal at a time, with ridiculous consistency and deep focus. This isn't just another motivational video. It's a mindset shift, a strategy, a truth that most will ignore and only a few will apply. The story you're about to hear isn't fiction, it's a mirror. And if you listen closely, it might just change the way you think about success forever. So, why do only 1% of people get rich? Stick around. You're about to find out. Matteo was the kind of young guy who couldn't sit still, always chasing answers, hungry to unlock the secret code of success. That restlessness led him to Mr. Herrera, a billionaire who didn't walk around flaunting Rolexes or making noise. Quite the opposite. Herrera spoke softly, moved with calm, and believed in quiet success. No flashy speeches about market trends. Instead, he shared a story about Ramon, a humble farmer with no fancy background, no spotlight, but a man who mastered the art of silent work. His method? One goal a day, no multitasking, just pure, focused execution. Ramon's approach sounded too simple at first. In a world obsessed with hustle, it almost felt outdated. But that was the genius of it. Every morning, Ramon picked one task, just one, and gave it his undivided attention. Repair a fence, study crop rotation, test new irrigation. Whatever it was, that day, it got 100% of him. No phone buzzing, no chit-chat with neighbors, no distractions. Build in silence. That was his rule. And guess what? It worked. Over the years, he transformed his small farm into a thriving, self-sufficient empire. Not through noise, through results. Let results talk. As Mr. Herrera finished the story, he leaned in and said something that hit Matteo like a thunderbolt. Success doesn't come from speed, it comes from direction. That idea stuck. For the first time, Matteo saw that transformation isn't a race. It's a series of intentional steps, tiny daily bricks. That's how you go from dreamer to builder. He started to wonder, what if this simple principle could be the key to everything he was chasing? What if protecting his time and energy and mastering one goal at a time was all he needed to start building his own legacy? Most people think billionaires are some kind of superhumans, born with higher IQs, gifted with luck, or just in the right place at the right time. Mr. Herrera shook his head at that idea. It's not about brains or luck, he said. It's about time and energy protection. The richest people he knew didn't multitask their way to the top. They chose one goal, locked in on it, and didn't look up until it was done. No bouncing between projects, no chasing shiny objects, just ruthless focus. They knew how to master multitasking by rejecting it completely. There was another thing they did differently. They kept quiet. No announcing half-formed plans on social media. No explaining dreams before they became reality. These people built in silence. Herrera told Matteo that when you're truly working on something meaningful, the world doesn't need to hear about it every day. Your results will eventually speak for themselves. And when they do, it's powerful. It's undeniable. That's what quiet success really means. It's not the silence of doing nothing. It's the silence of focused building. Matteo left that conversation with his head spinning. All this time, he'd been trying to do everything at once. Classes, side gigs, content creation, networking events. But none of it was sticking. He realized he was spreading himself thin. So he made a bold choice. One idea, one direction. He picked a startup concept he believed in, wiped out every digital distraction, and committed to a new daily routine. Social media? Gone. Notifications? Disabled. His new mantra was clear: results speak. And now, he was ready to prove it. Not with noise, but with action. The shift didn't happen overnight, but it was real. Matteo started waking up early, before the world got loud. He used that time to review his one focus goal for the day. No inbox diving, no scrolling, just clarity. He built a daily routine that protected both his brain and his bandwidth. Morning strategy, mid-morning execution, deep afternoon work. No meetings that could have been emails. No fake productivity, just pure, silent work. He started to feel different, calmer, sharper, more in control. Without social media distractions, something magical happened. His thinking got deeper. Ideas that used to be scattered started taking form. Instead of chasing validation, he was chasing transformation. And that transformation showed. Investors started noticing his startup. Not because he was pitching it all over LinkedIn, but because the product worked. People were talking, numbers were growing, and all of it was built from the shadows. That's the power of choosing to build in silence. Let the noise fade and the signal get stronger. Over time, Matteo stopped feeling like a dreamer and started acting like a builder. He no longer needed to announce every milestone. He had real progress to show. The silence had been filled with dedication, and now the results were speaking loud and clear. Let results talk became more than just a phrase. It became his truth. And the best part? He wasn't done. This wasn't the end of his story. It was just the beginning of something far greater, driven not by hype, but by deep work, daily discipline, and an unshakable vision for what comes next. Let's be real. How many times have you said you were going to change your life, but didn't follow through? How often have you told yourself, I just need to get organized, or next week I'll really start? The difference between those who dream and those who build is simple. Execution, not loud intentions, not social media posts, just quiet, daily, intentional action. So ask yourself, are you protecting your time? Are you building in silence? Or are you just busy being busy? What if you committed, starting today, to one goal at a time? What if you stopped trying to impress others with what you're planning and impressed yourself with what you finish? This story isn't just about Matteo, it's about you. Because you can choose to stay where you are, juggling 10 things and making zero progress, or you can protect your energy, cut the noise, and let results speak for you. Which version of you shows up tomorrow? If you felt this message hit different, good. That means it's time to move. Drop a comment telling me what your one goal is this week. I want to see who's really serious. And hey, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications, because this channel is here to help you master the art of focused success. No fluff, just strategy. Let's build quietly and let the world watch later.